Alright, welcome. Okay, before I get into this introduction into the Final Fantasy universe, I need you all to understand this. For one, uh, this will not just be a going over the lore, this is going over multiple things. You got to understand. This is going to be like a simultaneously power scaling, alright? So, when we get into certain things, I will be using some power scaling terms. I'm going to say this in a way to understand the power and how strong they are for the story. It is going to be how the story is presented. Alright? Okay. Now, on to the next thing for Final Fantasy old and new ones. The newer fans and the older, I would not recommend some of the newer games or Final Fantasy VII for the older fans. For one reason, you're not getting the full potential of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, I would say, greatest part is 5 and 6. The reason is because of the job system. Now, if there's someone who wants to get introduced into it, who wants to do it pretty fast to understand, I would say, how, like, just the quick notes version of it, I would say Final Fantasy 1, because you can get through that game within 10 hours, platinum it. So it's a short game. Alright, so now getting into this. Okay. For one, there's going to be vocabulary. Alright? You got to understand, you're going to have to get the thesaurus in the dictionary. Alright? They're going to use big words that we don't really use too much today as a common thing. So I would say, hey, get out of the thesaurus, learn how the word is, and granted, this may be a big jump, but it is to help not only evolve your language, but it is to help understand within the world it is a common form of language. Alright? So don't expect too much modern language mixed in. Okay, now within, there can be some translation issues. I understand. I'm going to be mostly using English. Alright? And whenever some fans will say, it's like, oh, why not use the translation that someone translated and not from Square Enix? The main reason is, I don't really know how truthful these, I would say, fan translations, or how accurate, because I don't know the language. I don't know Japanese. So I'm probably going to use the official translation. Alright? Okay. Now, okay, so with some characters dealing, there is going to be some reoccurring characters. That's going to be a given. Alright? And so, whenever we have reoccurring characters like bombs and chocobos and stuff, they're not all going to be the same. Alright? And now, there may be some reoccurring characters, I will say ahead of time, like Gilgamesh. And there will be lore reasons. I'm not going to tell you the lore reasons yet, because when we get to the characters that reoccur, I will let you all know why they do and how. Alright? Is always understanding the context of the Final Fantasy universe. That is it. Now, when we are dealing with some things within the Final Fantasy universe, we gotta understand again, this will be a language thing, but different type. So whenever we're dealing with some concepts, right, within the Final Fantasy universe, you're going to have to take it in strides, alright? Because what would be common in the Final Fantasy universe will not be common in our world. And so, because of this, we got to take baby steps, alright, with lore. You gotta understand, within lore, we always have to take baby steps. And so now, get that out of the way. If there is a multiverse within Final Fantasy, alright? Not just a multiverse, but I would say grand multiverse, but that would be too complicated, so I'm just going to use the word omniverse. And when we get deeper into it, you all will understand why multiverse. Okay. Now, when we're talking about time, right? In time, where it can get complicated because there is time loops, there is timelines, there is different forms of time and how time is used. It can be fluid, it can be stagnant. You gotta understand, time in Final Fantasy will be different in each one. Alright? So, now with time itself, you also gotta take baby steps, alright? It can get complicated. So, and it's not just regular forms of time like how we know it. It can be a far stronger version of time whenever they're using time magic. Alright? Now, when we're talking about the crystals, because that is a staple of Final Fantasy. They love using their crystals. They do it every time, or most of the time. You gotta understand, crystals, they can be used in different ways. They're not all the same. So, like, one form of crystals can be dealing with the fabric of the world or universe, alright? And then there's others that is more of a plot thing, like progression. It is a plot progression. So it be A to B, okay? Granted, that they all are, but there's more that really doesn't have the significance of the reality warping of the universe, alright? Alright, so when... So, I will be talking about the classes as well. Within, and the unique classes, that's what I will refer to them by. And I will also be talking about the canon lore, alright? Now, whenever we're dealing with canon, we gotta be specific, alright? I will give explanations for how Square Enix uses canon and how they explain things. So now, when I'm talking about things, we're going to have to say, like, I don't know, the reason why you will see a character from a different series in this game is, but don't really talk about it in their own, is because of memories. Memories is a big thing in Final Fantasy. And whenever we're talking about memories, they could either fade or not. And granted, like, whenever people... And memories can be a big plot device, because usually if people remember things in the Final Fantasy universe, they get a big power buff. And so whenever we get to a part where someone remembers something, or their memory comes up of like the forgotten past, and you see them get a lot stronger, yes, that is not only plot, but that is how it works in the Final Fantasy universe. So I will be covering the games and the extra material media. So whenever I bring up some stuff, like let's say the mobile games that has dealt with the Final Fantasy main cast, for one, some of them, actually a lot of them are dead because Square Enix doesn't know how to keep them alive. And granted, they need to stop making mobile games. That's just a fact. They can't make mobile games. I mean, they can be fun, but they can also be trash. And I just don't like mobile games. So whenever I cover some stuff, and I will have to like skip over some of them, that's just how it's gonna be. Now, there's some that I really can't avoid skipping over, like the Dissidia games. Like Dissidia Omni Opera, because that's a connection to the Dissidia games. Technically, there's 4 now Dissidia games. Not a lot of people know because 2 of them is no, not 4. 5. There's 5. Okay, I will have to skip over. Well, I can't really skip over, but I will have to try to talk about it through finding like through YouTube video format. So when we get there, we get there. All right, it's gonna be a little rough. It's and all that. Now, there is gonna be some games that are kind of unplayable. For one, for me, right, it's unplayable. Is Final Fantasy 11. All right, I can't really understand like they making logging in the most hard thing in the world. So I'm gonna have to like do the YouTube tech of finding the story. And now there will be not only that, but dealing with how complicated things can get. Y'all, I mean, just go along with it, alright? You're just gonna have to go along. It is like a roller coaster. You're gonna go along with it if you like it or not. And so, because of that, this is the easy introduction, I would say. I mean, like the beginning. I'm doing this just because I want to, because I have a deep love for the Final Fantasy universe, and I would like to see it be preserved, and I would like more people to not only play it, but to try to share this passion that I got with it. So, and granted, like, I have a busy schedule, and so, like, I'm not only doing work, like I said, but also gunsmithing classes. So, this is going to be on the back burner, because, for one, I won't probably make any money off this. That's just the sad truth of it. I'm not expecting to make money. I'm not really expecting to grow, actually. And so, to get that out of the way, some games will take longer than others. That's just gonna be a fact. I mean, like, because of their multiple connections to other games. Alright? Each game is like, yes, it's a different universe, but there's some that takes place in the same, so it's going to be harder. And because of that, I will put the longer ones on the back burner. I'm going to have to, alright? Now, editing wise, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to really edit because, again, this is back burner. I'm just doing this because. Now, if I do grow and I do make money, right? Now, this is a big if. I'm not don't really expect me to fall through this promise, alright? Now, if, like, it is a big if. If I make if I make enough money to redo these videos to have higher quality and editing and all that, I will. But I don't have the money and time for it. So just gotta understand. I am taking this in baby steps, and granted, some things will take longer than others. Now, to get that out of the way, this is gonna be how it is. So, I will try to take as much as possible time to do a lot of the research as possible, alright? I will try to bring the context and the lore and all the connections and the fun that this franchise has to offer. And this will be the end of the video right now, alright? Sorry for the drop off, but I really don't got any much thing to say without actually going deeper into the videos and all that. If I have to, I will try to find a way to work with people and collab. Alright? And also, I forgot to mention, there will be connections to mythology. Alright? And the understanding of that mythology within IRL mythology in connection to the Final Fantasy universe. Now, because of that, I'm going to end the video, and I want you all to like, subscribe, and share this video. I just need you to do those. Again, I just need you all to like, subscribe, and share. Alright. And granted, if a content creator ever watches this video or reacts to it, all I want, if a content creator does react to this video, I don't care if it's 1-to-1. All I need is, actually, I do care, but the thing is, right, I just want to be linked. I just want you all to link the video and have the audience that you introduce this video to watch this video first. Alright? It needs to have the caveat of, like, hey guys, watch the video first. Or, granted, like, they could watch yours first and then watch mine, alright? But I just want, like, the recognition that I'm making this video. And I really don't mind fully if it's 1-to-1-ish. Granted, I just want, if you're all reacting to it, you all just need to have the commentary, alright? Now, like I said, this is going to be the end of the video. And so, just like I said before, like, subscribe, and share. Granted, audience, I need you all to share to content creators as well. Because I'm trying to spread the Final Fantasy universe and the love that not only I have for it, but the fans of the universe. Because for some reason, the fans, they don't make a lot of lore videos about it. And it's frustrating, alright? So, I'll see you all later and in the next video. Whatever that will be. Goodbye.